Welcome back to Top NBA. Today we're looking at part 2 of NBA stars who could be shockingly traded at the 2022 deadline. If you didn't already check out part 1, make sure to do so. So without further ado, here are the top 3 stars who could be shockingly traded at the 2022 deadline. At number 3 is forward and center Christian Wood of the Houston Rockets. The main reason for this would be a tanking Rockets team wanting to capitalize on Wood's trade value before 2023 unrestricted free agency. A 1-4 start confirms what many thought to be true coming into the season. The Houston Rockets are not a good basketball team, and probably won't be for a few more years. While Jalen Green, Kevin Porter Jr., Alperen Sengun, and others are all core pieces to Houston's rebuild, Christian Wood, the team's leading scorer and rebounder, is on the fence. Even though 26 isn't considered old, there's still quite a gap between Wood and the 19-year-old Green. You also have to consider free agency, as Wood could decide that he's had enough of the rebuilding and leave Houston in the summer of 2023. As painful as it may be in the short term, the Rockets should seriously consider trading Wood before the deadline in order to maximize what they can get in return. The power forward / center is averaging 19.8 points, 11.2 rebounds, 1 block, and shooting 46.2% from 3 over his first 5 games, and would be one of the most prized trade targets should Houston make him available. Teams like the Golden State Warriors, Dallas Mavericks, Portland Trail Blazers, and Los Angeles Clippers could all use a center upgrade and have a combination of young talent and/or draft picks to send in return. Trading Wood also essentially secures Houston's spot at the bottom of the NBA, tied for the best odds of landing the number 1 overall pick in this year's draft. At number 2 is forward and center PJ Washington of the Charlotte Hornets. The main reason for this would be the loss of a starting job and a decrease in production heading into an extension summer. Coming into the season, PJ Washington, a floor-spacing power forward who was turning into a strong defender as well, had been a starter in 118 of his 122 career games with the Charlotte Hornets. While a right knee sprain has limited his production this year, Washington was already removed from the starting lineup in favor of Miles Bridges. There seems to be little chance he'll get his starting spot back either, given the incredibly hot start Bridges has gotten off to. If the 23-year-old is no longer viewed as a core piece in Charlotte, he's going to become too expensive to keep. LaMelo Ball is going to get a max contract, Gordon Hayward still has 3 years and $91.5 million remaining on his deal, and Terry Rozier signed a 4-year, $96.3 million extension. After failing to agree to his own extension this past offseason, Bridges is going to get a hefty raise next summer in restricted free agency with his career best play. This could leave Washington, who is also extension eligible next summer, as the odd man out. Teams that are looking for floor stretching and defense should call the Hornets and check on Washington's availability. At number 1 is center DeAndre Ayton of the Phoenix Suns. The main reason for this would be the Suns not wanting to give Ayton the max. While 2018 draftees Luka Doncic, Trae Young, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and Michael Porter Jr. were all rewarded with max contract extensions this past offseason, the number 1 overall pick in the draft was not. DeAndre Ayton was eligible to sign a 5-year, $172.5 million deal and wasn't willing to accept anything less than the max, something the Suns weren't willing to do. Ayton's early results this season are basically in line with his career averages, so it's unlikely that Phoenix will suddenly be eager to max him out next summer either. There's yet to be any trade chatter involving the 23-year-old, although ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski acknowledged that Ayton is unhappy with the organization. Quote unquote, "Phoenix now faces an uncertain future with Ayton. The franchise center is unhappy with the franchise's consistent stance to his representatives that the organization simply didn't foresee him as a max player, regardless of which his peers in the 2018 NBA draft class earned max deals this offseason," sources said. The Suns can match any deal that Ayton gets in restricted free agency, but that may mean maxing him out. If Phoenix isn't comfortable doing this, General Manager James Jones could scan the trade market at the deadline and look at his options. There should be plenty of teams that would love to add Ayton should he become available, possibly with a return offer that Jones and the Suns can't refuse. Well guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to Top NBA, and hit that notification bell so that you never miss a video. See you all next time.